comes to discuss emotions, robots are not able today to replace humans' emotions, is to put emphasis on the social impact of any investment that we will conduct. To me, the definition of a new technology is a social tool.
Philippe Nacson, you are the founder of the Robot of the Year, the founder of the HUMaiN Foundation, and the founder and CEO of HUMaiN. You created a great initiative in artificial intelligence and robotics. Can you tell us more about it?
Sure. Well, I've started off this initiative about a year and a half ago with the goal to favor and promote positive innovation for humans in AI and robotics. So the first step of that initiative was really to set up a platform that was going to allow us to identify those projects across the world. This is the Robot of the Year, a world competition. A competition that elects the best innovations positive for humans in those fields across 11 sectors based on 10 ethical criteria that every applicant has to meet to be able to compete to this competition. And the second one is being the impact fund called HUMaiN, which is a fund based in Paris and which basically will fund the awardees of the competition of the Robot of the Year competition. And finally, the foundation, which is called HUMaiN, which will allow minorities in India and Africa mainly for the time being to have access to those new technologies in healthcare, education, and environmental sectors.
Let's explain a little bit more the Robot of the Year initiative. The first one was held in Paris in November 2018. There was a great winner, two great winners. Can you explain to us?
Sure. So the Robot of the Year competition is basically composed of about 30 experts for the jury, who's evaluating every candidates for the competition. The jury is composed of different expertise. We have scientists, entrepreneurs, philosophers, and sociologists from across the world, very renowned experts. We've had for the first session, as you said, was in Paris last November at Station F. We've gathered about 40 speakers. We had about 400 people attending the event. We had different themes being discussed during the day with the final edge, which was the awardees' submission prize. And as you said as well, we had two prizes this year. We had the first one was Wondercraft, who won the Robot of the Year award.
Le Grand Prix de the Robot of the Year, Wondercraft.
Wondercraft is a startup that creates exoskeletons, so basically robotic structures that are allowing handicapped people to walk. And the second prize, the special prize of the jury, with an agriculture robot.
Prix coup de cœur. Agriculture.
Allowing farmers to optimize their workload as farmers. And the project is called A Green Culture. And so both of those projects are benefiting from financing coming from HUMaiN, the impact fund that we've created.
You say that robots and AI are the creation of humans, which is true, and therefore they should follow the laws of human.
We need to highlight the importance of making sure that humans are always the final decision takers. This is certainly one of the rules of the 10 rules that we have within the Robot of the Year criteria. But as and when it comes to discuss emotions, robots are not able today to replace humans' emotions. And so we need to be extremely careful with this angle of thinking, or this way of thinking. Humans are humans and robots are robots. And robots are here to help humans live better, not to replace them.
So I would like now to have your point of view about, as a venture capitalist, So you know that getting funds for young startups is everything. I mean, it makes you win something or lose everything. So in your view, how do you choose between two projects?
AI Van is an impact fund. So the importance of being positioned as an impact fund is to put emphasis on the social impact of any investment that we will conduct, although we are currently conducting. So the criteria of that are being set at the beginning of any consideration for such investment are very much the entry point for us, and even more so than actually the IRR that we will get on any investment that we make. It's more about what will be the social impact and how are we going to be able to monitor this social impact when we do this investment and moving forward as well in the way we will manage the asset.
So with the HUMaiN Foundation, for example, how do you work on the ground?
So we basically what we do is we identify a need in one minority, whether again it's in Africa or in India to start with, and then we think of projects that we may see fit, having some very interesting applications within those minorities, and we've had our first plan of action with a foundation in India called Hand in Hand in India, and with a startup who's created a chatbot working on resilience and self-confidence. And we've actually let kids between 10 and 12 to play and interact with this tool. And the outcome is very interesting because the startup is suddenly embedding some cultural differences that they hadn't identified in the first place. And the minority is also embedding that technology. So it creates some interest around that type of technology, and hopefully create some desire from those kids to become coders in the years to come, and therefore allowing them to have access to those tools to create their own technology.
So what is your next dream?
My next dream is to develop that initiative even more so and make it more global, more impactful. This is just the beginning. Ethics is extremely important in new technologies. Actually, to me, the definition of a new technology is a social tool. And when you define it that way, you need to find ways of securing the social aspect and the social impact of using those tools on a daily basis. And if we manage to embrace that even more globally, I think we would have done our job.
I like your optimism. Thank you, Philippe.
Thank you.